Hohenfels, Germany was one of the major training areas in Germany. During and we had railroad our tracks into Hohenfels and maneuver. It was a maneuver area. We didn't have to worry about the ground or anything. We could just go ahead and maneuver in the open. We were on one particular exercise, and I had to move up a steep hill along a narrow track into our night position. Clarification, Hohenfels is a very rugged, hilly area of Germany. And as would be, my platoon sergeant threw both tracks to the inside. Well, it's a code of honor with armor not to call in the maintenance people. Get your track fixed, things like that, running the track or replacing it, getting the track back on the road wheel, so forth. That's crew function, and you just didn't want to call in the crew. Well, of course, this tank couldn't move on its own, so we pulled up a tank behind it and connected tow cables and pulled the tank back off the hill, about halfway up that little mountain or hill, and pulled it down into a vacant spot where out of the trees, and it was kind of an open field, but the field still sloped down to the highway. And the highway was, on each side was a deep drainage ditch or canal. Well, this was about 8 o'clock at night. We worked till about 2 o'clock in the morning. We broke both tracks, moved around using our vehicles, moved the tracks around, laid them out in front of the disabled vehicle. All this time, we had a secondary vehicle attached to the disabled track, holding it in place. And we finally got the track laid out in front of the disabled tank, both tracks, and we eased forward and let the tank ease forward and moved up, placed those road wheels on the track and let it roll forward. We thought we were doing all the good. Well, the sprocket is the rear of the tank. As an M60 tank. The sprocket was on the rear, and we, with crowbars and a lot of muscle, lifted that track up and got it into the sprocket, got it hung into the sprocket and moved forward. It took us several hours. It was a good 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been working all night to get that track back on. It's cold, snow on the ground. And after we got the road wheels up on that track, we forgot that for the brakes to work, or for the sprocket and on the brakes to work, the track had to be connected. We were so joyful of getting the track, road wheels up on that track and over the sprocket that we disconnected the tow cables from the anchor tank. And as soon as we did, started to go forward and release the brakes, that tank began to roll down the hill toward the highway and towards that drainage ditch. And there wasn't any stopping it. It went all the way to the bottom. And I was frustrated, embarrassed. Wasn't a thing I could do about it. And tank came to a stop. Fortunately, didn't hurt anything. Came to a stop in that drainage ditch. There wasn't any pulling it out of there with the tanks available. So I had to go in about 6 o'clock in the morning, wake up the maintenance sergeant, get the M88 recovery vehicle crew to come out, pull that track out of the ditch and get the track back on. It was mid-morning before we got all that done, but that was a rather tiring, foolish, exhausting, and frustrating night in the mountains of Hohenfels, Germany.